Very strong thunderstorms across Oklahoma. They're forming right along this boundary between colder air and warmer air. You can see by the stationary front draped right into parts of northwest Arkansas and then into the heart of Green Country and Sooner Country. But along this line, we have these strong storms. In fact, we have a growing supercell that's right near Muskogee. And this thing is moving to the east, just barely north of due east. This thing will be probably tracking towards northwest Arkansas here within the next 50 to 60 minutes. But we already have a severe thunderstorm in Benton County right now. It's dropping some hail in extreme northwestern portions of the county, mainly just outside of Bentonville. You see the cell right here, lots of lightning with it too. We have some hail coming down, and then this is even a stronger thunderstorm. There's a little bit of rotation too, just north of I-40. This one's going to be moving eastbound. The problem is, guys, this one probably arriving in the next hour, so that gets close to when getting closer to when the Razorback game is going to be. So we'll have to watch this storm very closely. We'll track it on social platforms for you as the storm gets closer, and then when it's over us, we'll track it for you. If there is a tornado warning from this cell, we'll have to go on, and that's going to be a problem trying to cut into the Razorback. I'm just kind of being honest with you guys, and I'll let you know what we're thinking ahead of time. But right now, we're getting all the live streams ready as we're going to track some of these storms for you, giving you an update on the timing of when they're going to try to arrive into your town. Just got about this ready. Okay, I think I have it. Right, let's go. All right, so in northwest Arkansas, we have the highest threat of severe weather. There's a cap in the atmosphere for the river valley. That means there's kind of a lid. So we're getting these puffy clouds to develop, but they're having a hard time growing. If we can get a storm to pop up, it could be kind of nasty in the river valley. But for now, it looks like we're a bit safer. There could be an isolated storm, but most of these are headed into northwest Arkansas. We've already had a good downpour in Bentonville. We got another one coming in with some light hail just west of I-49, very close to Decatur and Gentry, Gravette. This one's going to be probably staying just outside of downtown Bentonville. It could try to clip us near Centerton towards Bentonville West, but it's going to be coming right towards the Highlands Golf Course and Bella Vista. A lot of those lakes around Bella Vista, we've got some hail tracking in for us. But the storm off towards the south and west, this one's nasty. However, it does look like over the past 2 scans, the storm has weakened a little bit, and you can tell by how the hail's interacting with the storm. But the hail's still there. That's still severe hail. There's still up to quarter-sized hail coming in. We've got closer to pea-sized and marble-sized hail coming into western Benton County. So usually you don't get too much damage with that size. You got to get up to that quarter size, and that's when you really start to get some damage. But right now, some very small hail coming into western Benton County. We could try to get skimmed from Crystal Bridges north into Bella Vista. But we're also keeping our eye off towards the west on the other cell that's coming in still from Oklahoma. So still timing this out. Bella Vista, we'll probably be getting some of this smaller hail here right around 455. Pea Ridge, we could even get skimmed by this cell too. 502. Most of this will stay just north and west of Bentonville for the hail, but there's some rain with it associated too. Let's talk about the storm that's coming in from Muskogee. This one tracks towards the north and east, probably coming into Siloam Springs there close to 549. And then in Bentonville, we could be getting this storm if it's able to hold its track. And this is to say if it's going to keep its line, its orientation that it still has. It's basically stayed in a straight line so far. So just kind of timing that out. You know, sometimes there's a threat that these could wobble a little bit north or south. But with this trajectory right now, what we think right now, Siloam Springs, they're 549 and closer to 615-ish for Bentonville. That's, of course, that's the start of the Razorback game, so that's what we'll have to be watching. Now, most of these are staying north of Fort Smith. There is some rotation on this storm as well, and then you also have a decent amount of lightning, so it's still a healthy storm. The hail has gone down a bit, which shows some signs of weakening, but sometimes hail cycles. Sometimes what happens is you get a good pocket of hail that's churning in the atmosphere, and then it gets so heavy it dumps out, but then sometimes it reloads and starts doing that again. So sometimes you don't have a constant hail pocket, depending on the strength of the thunderstorm. Now, some like the mother of all thunderstorms, they can just drop hail that's massive the whole time. This one's not quite there, but it's cycling through some hail right now. But we have some rotation over Muskogee and Summit. This is going to stay just north and east of Sequoyah County. It's going to head towards Cherokee County, getting close to Lake Tenkiller, especially the northern shores of Lake Tenkiller from Petite north to Tahlequah. And then we'll come into Adair County and then eventually into Washington and Benton counties here in just about an hour or so. Getting close to 6 o'clock, this thing could be sitting over us. So here's a wide view of what's going on. We still have that severe thunderstorm warning for Benton County. Still some hail being dropped near Centerton, Bentonville West, and then north into Bella Vista, Decatur. Most of this is just north or right near the airport. So from XNA northbound is where we have this warning. And this is going to move north and east. So eventually it's going to be in Missouri here shortly. Rogers, we're just kind of watching these storms off towards the north and west. We've had a little bit of rain here and there. Fayetteville, we've had some light showers. Looks like we've got a couple cells in the western portions of the county. These aren't severe, just some light rain that may be picking up headed towards Bud Walton Razorback Stadium here shortly. In the River Valley, we've actually had some sunshine. In fact, some of us have some 80s outside. In Fort Smith, we hit the 80s today. But if that cap can hold, that lid in the atmosphere can hold, there's a pocket of warm air, and so warm air can't rise into warm air, and so essentially just kind of putting the lid on the River Valley for now. But over time, this boundary that's sitting here that's allowing all the thunderstorms to fire across Oklahoma, that boundary will move south and east, and we'll have heavier rain chances and some storm chances coming up much later tonight, probably even after 3 o'clock in the morning tomorrow morning. And so when you're headed out the door tomorrow, there could be some good downpours. I think things will weaken a little bit by then. So hopefully we're not dealing with so much severe weather, but right now we do have those severe cells that are coming in from Oklahoma. This one's still charging towards the east. You know, a lot of these are moving more northeast, but this cell, this one's interesting. This one's trying to take a little bit more of a right-hand turn from the storm's perspective. It's trying to feed off some of that warm air that we're building in the River Valley. You can actually see these little green pixels on the radar. That's showing you that nice warm air that's trying to come in, and it's trying to feed some of these. Some of this warm air is feeding these little cells that keep popping up, but some of it's trying to get into this cell, and we'll have to see if this cell tries to make a right-hand turn, it will be able to ingest more of that warmth, and it will start to rotate more. If this thing makes more of this right-hand turn, it's trying to turn a little bit to the right, but right now that's something to really watch as we continue to monitor these cells. Let me move the camera around just a little bit, get you an update on the timing as these things are moving north and east. All right, so let me take this off and let's move. We're over Benton County, watching the hail. This shows you the hail track, but then it also shows you where the current hail is. The current hail is about right here. So all this stuff back to the south and west, that's already fallen. It was a little bit bigger towards Little Kansas, crossing over Highway 412 and a Colcord, but then once across the state line, it has weakened a little bit. So let's go ahead and move things north and east. This hail should stay north of most of Bentonville. So moving this north and east, this keeps us towards Hiwassee, about right now, Teary Park, about right now, Bella Vista here in the next 3 or 4 minutes. It's raining already in Bella Vista, but the hail pocket could be there in about 3 or 4 minutes. And then Caverna there towards 455, and then once you cross the state line in Missouri, there towards Bear Hollow, 457. Now let's go back to the storm that is in Oklahoma. It looks like the hail has weakened a little bit on this cell coming into Muskogee. You see the previous track on it. We were dropping golf ball sized hail off towards the south and west with that blue color. So this storm is moving about 50 miles per hour. So keeping that trajectory, moving it north and east. Remember, this thing can kind of meander just a little bit, but keeping at its current trajectory right now, that'll head into Tahlequah 516, Lincoln 550, and then right towards Bud Walton at 608. Of course, remember the Razorback game, 6:15 right here on Channel 5. But that's what we're watching this evening. We're going to go ahead and get ready for your 5 news at 5. We had that severe thunderstorm warning over Benton County, but the hail has reduced a little bit. It's still loud. There's still a lot of lightning, though, near Bentonville West, right over Centerton. Got some hail headed towards you guys in Bella Vista, so watch out for that here in the next 2-3 minutes. It's just right on our doorstep. But then a stronger storm is just near, going right over Muskogee. This one has some rotation. It is severely warned. This will be headed towards the Fayetteville, Springdale area here within the hour. We'll be tracking it. We'll have more updates coming up on your 5 News at 5.